Hi, my name is Max Eastman, and a little bit of background information about me is I am a bohemian who supports both the suffrage and labor factions. Being very close to a progressive woman growing up, I became a strong advocate for both suffrage and family limitation. In 1909, I set up the Men's League for Women's Suffrage, primarily a list of prominent men who supported this reform as well. The masses asked me to take over publication, and even though I had no experience in journalism, I accepted. I do, however, have a couple years of experience as a lecturer in philosophy at Columbia. The suffrage movement is in place to gain women the right to vote. Women are fighting for more independence currently, and they want their voices to be heard and their opinions to be just recognized and respected. To gain suffrage means that the government gives you the right to vote publicly, and suffrage will secure women's place in society and put them one step closer to complete equality, which is a quote I got from Maud Preston, the marshal of the suffrage faction. And I think women deserve the right to have a say in the politics and in government in their society. I asserted the need for universal suffrage not because I believe in women's moral superiority and ability to clean up the society, but rather because I was convinced that women themselves have been stunted in their intellectual and emotional growth. They have paid for the sentimental adoration of their purity. They're much celebrated in a sense of the world. With the loss of power and wisdom, it is only when women have full citizenship that they will, as a social group, matter. Thus, I see suffrage not merely as a vote, but a symbol of women's full humanity. And I do truly believe that women are capable of great accomplishments. We just have to give them a chance and give them the right to vote. And as of now, women are considered more of property of their husbands than independent citizens. Many women also want better equality in their marriage where they are not living under their husband's shadow. This is because when a woman marries and if she owns property, it automatically becomes her husband's. And if she does work outside the household, the wages she earns become her husband's as well. And the husbands of wives are also responsible for their wives' actions if any wrongdoings are committed. And women just want to be seen in other ways than just a housewife who stays home cooking and cleaning and taking care of the children all day. And I believe they should have the right to live however they would like without society looking down upon them. And with the labor faction and the capitalists tend to not care for their workers or the work conditions that they are in. The labor factions work towards improving working conditions for the people. They fight against child labor, poverty, prostitution, crime, and the slums that tend to come from the capitalist nation. They want to overthrow the capitalists, especially since they are taking out small businesses. And one way that people protest their needs is by going on strikes. Strikes help balance the labor and the capitalists. They fight for shorter hours, safer conditions, and better wages. Strikes also provide awarenesses about the working class and how they are being treated in the workforce. And if it were not for the people who work, the capitalists would not have a company. So I believe the capitalists should care about their workers and the work conditions that they are in. I also believe that there should be equality between men and women in the workforce. Women are just as good as workers as men, and they can help negotiate pay gaps and better working conditions. And I am a prominent of political action like the socialist advocate, as well as direct action such as strikes and sabotage. For this reason, I admire the Wobblies. They are the real American capitalist. As a strong advocate for both suffrage and labor factions, I think both have multiple benefits for society. Women deserve the right to vote and have a say in the society they live in. They should be treated with the same respect and equality as men. And giving women the right to vote would give them more opportunities to make even bigger and better changes. If we fight for women to have the right to vote, the ideas that they will have and the changes they will be able to make will be great for our society. And making sure the working class has safe conditions is also important to have a healthy society. Demolishing child labor is something that I think should be fought for every day. I do not think that children should be forced to work long hours in unsafe conditions. I believe children should be going to school to get an education and be able to just live life as a kid when they're still young. And although both factions are extremely important and both fight for a great cause, I believe the direction America should take currently is making sure that women get the right to vote. I believe that once women get the right to vote and they get more independence, that they will be able to help society in so many great ways. One being able to help the labor faction in providing more support to get better working conditions. I think they just need to be given the chance to be heard and listened to. Like I said before, I am convinced that women themselves have been stunted in their intellectual and emotional growth without the right to vote. They have paid for the sentimental adoration of their purity, their much celebrated innocence of the world. With the loss of power and wisdom, I do not think society is at its best. Thus, I see suffrage not merely as a vote, but as a symbol of women's full humanity.